Hello and welcome to Gates of Hell Ostfront, my campaign. In this campaign game, there's two of us playing co-op on a defensive battle. I'm using Kampfgroup Von Salts, if you remember from the other videos. This is the multiplayer co-op screen that you go to, and I'm just closing off the other slots so only one person can join. We're waiting for E-Curb to join, my buddy. We play this game quite a bit together. We make a good team. And we're dropping in on a defensive battle with about 6 tanks and a bunch of infantry and engineers. So here I am dropping the first set of tanks. As I organize the drops, you can see you click on a vehicle, you go to the top right hand corner, and then you assign it to a player. So there I am assigning it to the player, giving him some engineers and some tanks, and he's going to rush off and set up right away, probably at the furthest objective to the right because he has the longest to go, and he'll get going before I do. So with that said, we're doing a kind of a chat on the battlefield right now to take a look at where we're going to go. And I'm going to pick this left hand one because I'm handling the resources or all the units at first, and I need the shortest distance to travel, so I'm guessing that this one on the left is going to be mine, and I'm going to set up. Can't set up behind it because of the pipes, so I'm going to have to set up on either side of it, and that road's going to be important on the right side because the AI will drive down there. So I'm going to set up something on the right. Most of my defense is going to be on the right side. And click it on my engineers, attach them to a tank. They'll ride on the back and they'll get there pretty quick. And we're going to go ahead and drive off. I'm pulling in the second drop of tanks. And I'm kind of confused myself now as to how many I've got versus how many E-Curber's got. Looking at the mini-map, he's got a few, he's got at least 2, he's got 3, I've got 3, so that's it. Now we've only got the infantry coming in. So I'm clicking on my units and telling them to go to the left side and the right side of this factory. But to go to the left side, they're going to have to push around in front and then drive back down into this alleyway here, which I'm not crazy about. But I can set up a kind of a kill sack there if I occupy the back end of these two sides of the factory. And it looks like E-Curb is setting up pretty good and kind of keeping an eye on his stuff on the minimap there. Meanwhile, I'm driving off to defend my area, my flag, my objective. I have A for Alpha. And this has given us some time to get set up. So I'm going to use it wisely, and I'm going to dig in probably one tank on the road up there and then one tank down here on the left side. And dig a couple of tank ditches, and then on the right side I don't know if I'll be able to have enough resources to dig in a tank emplacement on the left side or not. We'll see when it happens. So we're waiting for all the vehicles to get there. We're probably 3 or 4 minutes into the game right now, and you get a while before the first enemy wave shows up. So we're setting up here at the 2 objectives. They're going to come from the west side. One thing I do hate, I'll point out, if any developers are watching this, the AI is very stupid and rams into each other, and they tend to want to stay on the road, and they get in a traffic jam. The AI driving skills appear to have got stupider, and I don't know if that's deliberate. I'm hoping it's not. It might be on the skill level of the driver, but it might not be. So we'll just have to see if that gets better as the game develops. There's been an update every month since this game was released, and they've done a really great job at updating the game, making it better and cooler. And there's going to be some downloadable content dropping soon, another faction. I'm guessing it's going to be the Italians, because they were also in the Eastern Front. But we'll have to see. I don't know who it's going to be. It should be coming out soon. I don't know if you've seen on Steam when it comes out. I forget what it said for the date, the release date. Or maybe there is no release date yet. Maybe they're just teasing us. So I've dug in my first emplacement here, or I'm having the engineer dig the first emplacement. And I'm placing the tank in front of the engineer in the direction of the enemy to act as a bit of cover, because just as he's finishing digging that tank emplacement, the enemy tends to show up and shoot him. So I'm going to use the tank as a bit of cover there. If I place it in front, that's probably the smartest thing to do. I'm going to try and place both tanks on the bottom here until I see what's going on, and then I'm probably going to have to do something about that road. We'll see over time what happens. But you can manually drive tanks as well, which is the only saving grace when they get very silly or stupid drivers. I don't know if that's a deliberate thing or not. So back here I still have a tank, and I have a team of engineers which I'm giving to Ekerb. That's Von Salts right there, and that's his sniper buddy, Dietrich Melman. I don't know if I can ever think of or say the word Melman without thinking of that cartoon movie. The name of it escapes me. I'm sure one of you will put it in the comments and remind me what it was. Anyway, can't place a tank emplacement back there. I'm going to have to figure something out with this spare engineer. And I'm hoping he's going to run, but he's going to stop at the pipes. That's not good. So that means he's got to run around the front. Just moving that tank forward so I've got time to, or room to, emplace a tank entrenchment. And it's looking good so far. We're about 7 minutes into the game, and the enemy's just starting to show up in force now. And we'll see what direction they tend to come from. They're coming on that main road to the west. Ekerb, I see on the minimap, is completely set up. He's probably set up a lot quicker than I am. I've doodled around a little bit. I'm finally getting an engineer to the left side, and I don't think I can place tank emplacements where I want them. So this might get a bit rough. So that guy has made that emplacement, and I'm going to try and have him build another one. And for some reason it won't go down there. I'm not sure why it won't go into place. So I'm going to throw up a layer of sandbags in front of the tank emplacement. And this guy is going to place a bunch of sandbags in front of the other tank. Sandbags are better than nothing. It used to be all we had until the tank emplacements came along, but now we don't have that luxury. And I have a spare tank with my commander on it, riding into battle. I'll place him behind some rocks. Udo Von Salts. I like that name. Hope he lives through the whole campaign. We'll have to see. It's been a while since I made a video. I apologize. I've been traveling for work. And now I'm back in the game, and I'm producing videos again. We just played this game here last week, and it's taken me a week to actually get the motivation up to edit it and put it in there. So if you're watching this and you like the commentary and you like the tactics and you like the game, or like me, you just play these things because you like the background noise. I probably shouldn't admit that, but I do. So now I'm placing barbed wire from left to right in front of that middle tank there. Well, the middle right side tank. And that barbed wire is what stops the infantry. This guy's going to get shot. Yep, right in the head. The Russians came round that corner and shot him all up. So looking over here at Ekerb, he's well set up. He's a great player and he knows what he's doing. And he has set up 2 defensive positions, one here on the right, one on the left of the road. He's kind of pushed one forward because he's blocking that road on the right side. That's always a bit of a tough fight. Not that this one's any better, but I got nothing in front of this tank on the road here, so I'm going to have to put some sandbags down. And I'm not sure why I put sandbags down. I probably have enough room. No, I don't have the ability to dig a tank emplacement. That's why I went with sandbags. So the officer is good to have, by the way, because he'll use binos and he'll see stuff coming. The sniper is good when you can give him enough range and put him in cover, and he'll pick off the infantry for you, but he needs that open area and that long range to shoot. But the reason we see stuff so well is because we have an officer close to the front lines in cover using binos. That's their big skill. There's no leadership bonus to the AI that I've seen. That might be an interesting addition to the game. Some kind of leadership morale bonus. Maybe they break and run away. They don't have good leaders. So I'm setting up, he's got some machine gun and a rifle. And this guy's using his binos. You see him there. The binos are peeking over the rock. The engineer is setting up a second layer of sandbags. I try and stagger them to cover the joints. I don't know if that's a thing in the game or not, but it appears to be. When I'm shooting the bad guys, I shoot them, you know, if they're sticking out from behind a tree or sticking out from behind a sandbag, I can get them when I'm shooting, so I'm assuming they can do the same thing because of line of sight rules or physics. And here we go. I'm moving him further back so he doesn't get shot, or not. Moving the engineer back. Once he's done his job, I like him to survive the battle. So I'll usually have him dig a trench back behind cover so he can hunker down and not get shot up with the frontline troops. That seems as good a place as any. We've lost the engineer here, but this fight on the left side has been pretty tame. It's only been infantry so far. We seem to be handling everything okay in the right side of my capture point. So we're looking pretty good right now. The only vehicle I've seen has been over on E-Curb's side, and he's disabled that. So let's wander over here and take a look at how he's doing. He's moved a tank down the road here because that road is used quite a bit to kind of flank this position, this objective here. And we're still pretty early in the game. It's only battle number 6 or 7. And we're still using Panzer IVs. We don't have Tigers or any of the Panthers yet. We'll get those soon, I hope, after I play a few more battles, get enough resource points. And these Panzer IVs are doing a good job. And nothing much is happening on the left side. And on the right side I've just got infantry coming at me and more than enough firepower to handle it, so I think I'm doing pretty good. I'm moving my sniper across to the left side to give him a chance to shoot at any infantry, get him behind some cover here. It's pretty tame back on this side. I'm looking for a good spot that's far back, but there really isn't much to put him. Now things have picked up on the right side. I should have left him back on the right side. And I think that was my tank that did that. I've got some wicked crossfire going right now between the 3 tanks on that side. And I just put that sniper back on the left side just in case the infantry overwhelms the tank. He's got a little bit of infantry support with that sniper there who has a submachine gun and a rifle, so he's got long range and short range taken care of. And we're looking pretty decent so far. Here's another wave coming. I see some infantry popped up on my side, even more popped up on E-Curb's side over there. But it looks like he's handling it well enough. Yeah, I really enjoy this game. It's a very fun tactical game. And it's probably one of the most common go-to games for me to play. I'll be producing. I just produced a short for this on the weekend here that we just had, and then I'll probably produce another short here coming later in the week. I'm going to do that on the Werfer. Using the wrong name. It's the Nebelwerfer, the rocket artillery. They're super devastating. I just recorded the video actually before this. That icon there is the sniper doing his thing. That I've pulled back onto this side to give him some action. But the Nebelwerfer is really devastating. It'll clear a whole objective out of bad guys, and then you can move on in instead of being overwhelmed. It's really fun. I'm doing a short on that one here later this week. But right now we're looking pretty steady. There's the lieutenant watching his area. I'm going to move him. I probably shouldn't move him, but I can't resist. Move him up a little bit, see if he can shoot a few things. Get him a few kills. And we're handling this side. I haven't seen any vehicles on my side, the left side yet. So, and I'm happy with that. I'll take it, because sometimes you get a lot of vehicles and you get overwhelmed. Sometimes you get infantry with flamethrowers, which just devastates me. I had to get the lieutenant to take cover there. Something's pretty fierce shooting from there. What is that? A light AA gun, a 25mm AA gun. Gotta fix that. The AA guns are really nasty in direct fire mode. I think that got him. So we're looking pretty secure again. Those AA guns, even though it's only 25mm, it could really chew up almost any vehicle and any infantry formation in the game. So you have to pretty much halt everything and destroy that. So here we have something back here. I think I got it. I think that's a mortar. I don't think I've destroyed the mortar itself, but you can see by the white chevron there that I've destroyed the crew. And it's unmanned right now. Sadly, you don't really catch a break enough to recover enemy equipment and vehicles in a defensive battle, because the way the game works, you get overwhelmed quite a bit. Granted, I'm not really overwhelmed too much, but if I move out of my defensive position and something else moves in, it gets nasty. E-Curb's had a few vehicles to mess with over here. And he's pushed a tank further down the road to kind of deal with the vehicles. So that's what's happening right now. And the waves of infantry. So we're more balanced in this game. The AI has got more infantry than vehicles and support weapons. That may be the wrong word, more balanced, but still. It's not an overwhelmingly rough fight. But every now and then something like a KV-1 or a KV-2 shows up and totally ruins your day. You think you've got everything handled, and then that happens. And you can see here he's lost the crew. They've bailed out of one of the tanks on E-Curb's side. And if he continues to get pressed and put in a bad spot, I might have to send him this tank here. I think I'm going to send it anyway. I'll just drag it over here and let him take over with it. And then go up to him and click on him and hand that tank over. I gave it move instructions to move over to his side and then gave it to him. I don't really need it. I'm doing well. That might be the kiss of death, right? To say I'm doing well. But I've given it to him, and then he'll recapture that tank. Hopefully that his crew got killed in and abandoned it. But now, just as I said I'm going to be okay, guess what shows up? A vehicle full of bad guys. Well, the enemy. Just little AI digits, right? Zeros and ones. But it's looking like we got this. I've pulled up the engineer an extra rifleman. I'm going to have him in 3, spread these guys out so they're not all in the same spot. And there I've got a vehicle or something back there. The E-curb seems to be handling it over here. Everything's tame again. Well, there's a fair bit of red heading this way. Looking for the movement. Sometimes you'll see them moving around. You'll see the trees and the bushes kind of shake as they move through, which I think is kind of cool. And it's all funneled into the center here. Those Panzer IV short barrel 75s have got a great HE round on them. They do a lot of really good damage. So looking at the points counter in the top here, we're at 945 out of 1,000, 946. We're about to win. And I think we're holding our own quite well. Right, about to call this a victory as PanzerKampfgroup Von Salts defends against the invading Russian horde in this bombed out city of wherever it is. I forget the map name now. But we're looking pretty healthy. Haven't taken any major hits. And 971, 972. As long as nothing drastic shows up right now, we've got this one in the bag. And the E-curb is pushing that tank out to the right there. That's kind of a little improvised defensive position he's got going there. That road on that side, they tend to come up a hill and get the high ground on you. And then they shoot down into that objective, that flag point. Gets a bit rough. But we're handling this and we're 6 points away from victory. And there we go. Closing the game. And we won. Victory time. E-curb faced a lot. 147 versus my 97 there. So he had the lion's share of the fighting. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Like I said, I've been making more videos and I'll be publishing more, so please hit like and subscribe. And if you have a comment or two, especially about my rambling on and saying goofy stuff, or you just plain old enjoy the game and want to say something, please go ahead and leave